Ex-343 just admitted that they were working on a Battle Royale mode for Halo, and we also have something that Phil Spencer said that I think is very relevant with the Halo Studio switchover, formerly 343, and how this is all kind of painting a larger picture, and I want to break it down for you guys today. I think this is very interesting about how Phil Spencer actually said this. If you don't get that right, responding to 343 Halo Infinite developers making arena mode, right, you don't get permission to do anything else. And now we have Certain Affinity saying something rather interesting and then deleted it, and I'm going to talk about what this all means. But first, to today's sponsor, Surfshark. The internet can be a spooky place. One wrong click and your personal data can be stolen and used against you. Companies are constantly tracking your every move online, which is super weird, and it needs to stop. And with just one click, thankfully Surfshark allows you to browse safely and securely, ridding yourself of trackers. A VPN, a virtual private network, can swap your real-life location with a virtual one, allowing you to travel across the globe with a click of a button. Now, there's also some other neat benefits like unlocking content from anywhere in the world, giving you access to shows and movies that are blocked in your region. And not to mention the rise of price discrimination, where prices can be higher or lower depending where you are or where your VPN is set to. So be sure to secure your download of Surfshark, and don't forget the coupon code HaloFollower for an extra 4 months for free. That's 1/3 of a year, using my link down in the description. 30-day money-back guarantee on that too. So yes, Rebs Gaming, which is a reputable journalist, talked about this from Mike Klopper. His LinkedIn profile confirms that Certain Affinity, which is ran by a ex-Halo 2 dev, Max Hoberman, and how this studio is basically like, they've been helping Bungie and 343 for over a decade. They've done a lot of side stuff for the company, for Halo, and I actually do really like them. Now, they talked about how here, this person explained and then deleted it very soon after. He says, I believe this product could have been a game changer for the franchise, right? What is he talking about? He's talking about in multiplayer Halo Infinite during January 2021 to March 2022, that he led a large team of designers working on a canceled Battle Royale mode for Infinite, for Halo, right? I believe this product could have been a game changer for the franchise. We loved playing it, and working on it was a fantastic experience in spite of its cancellation. So there's a lot to break down here, but I'll just say that Battle Royale and Halo is certainly something I would love to see, and I get that there's a lot of pushback against that, but it's, you know, considering the state that Halo's in, I don't think it would really hurt to give it a try, especially if it was like an optional thing that you could just casually jump into and still have access to a brand new arena mode multiplayer. So I think something for Infinite after launch would have actually been really great news, honestly. And this must have happened during that big announcement from Certain Affinity talking about how they were working on the evolution of Halo Infinite, right? Evolving that product. So he says, I believe this product could have been a game changer. So, you know, we have an Ex-343 dev that was extremely excited about this brand new mode. Obviously, there was something in the works like Project Ecker or Tatanka, as you guys might have known it, or Tatanka, whatever the hell you want to call it. But basically, this is something that would have been a separate product. I think it would have been sort of like an extension or DLC, something that probably would have even popped up in the main menu of Halo Infinite, right, as we've seen throughout the code. It's certainly something that was supposed to be built into Halo Infinite. So yeah, it would have been pretty huge for the franchise. And he says they loved playing it, which means that at some point it was in, you know, possibly playable, right? And we saw that through a lot of leaks and miners that talked about this, and especially Rebs Gaming here talking about how his source basically told him that it tied into Joseph Staten's campaign narrative. And also there was internal playtests for Tatanka on a weekly basis. That's really interesting on how far along development actually was. And you could say that this is all just, take this with a grain of salt, but not really, because this is someone that used to work at 343 and helped build Halo Infinite, right? Now, since then, he has changed this. He's deleted it. So he reached out to him. He didn't get a response. Probably the NDA lawyers got to him, right? Right now he's a game director at Certain Affinity, and he pretty much cut out that entire section talking about Battle Royale, right? And so what else did he work on here? Players started in a loading bay, dropped into the map in an ODST drop pod. Super cool stuff. We did talk about this a couple weeks ago, but, just to recap, this place took basically on fragments of the Zeta Halo ring, so it was kind of built into the narrative, right, of Halo Infinite in a way, being on Zeta Halo, which would have been a really great way to not overwhelm the developers, to just kind of focus on areas that they can control, right? And it would have also been a great way to kind of shift around and change the playing field, right? I still think that this whole idea was something that they were willing to pour millions of dollars into. I think that that's an idea that they're probably going to circle back to at some point. At least they gave it a chance in the first place. Why did they let it go? Honestly, why did it get canceled as confirmed by this guy here on Certain Affinity? Well, we think that it's probably because of the Slip Space engine. They pretty much cut off ties to Halo Infinite, which we really honestly knew what was happening behind the scenes for a while now. And we should have known that it was really, we did kind of know that, it wasn't looking good for Halo Infinite for a couple years ago. But the fact is that there is no big comeback planned for Infinite. There is no big second wave or big design. We just saw what that was, and it's starting over from scratch. It's called Project Foundry. It's a research project for essentially Halo 7 and other games in Unreal Engine, which gives potential for there to be a lot of great things to come to the future. There was a huge update just now recently with Unreal Engine that I think is coming soon, if not already out, that will be allowing for massive amounts of players. I think I saw up to thousands, and maybe even up to 20, 30, 50,000 players, which sounds insane, but Unreal Engine is certainly trying to push the envelope of what is possible. So, yeah, Phil Spencer, maybe he was right here. If you can't land the base mode of multiplayer, if you can't get a launched game out the door because of, X, Y, or Z, then you don't really get permission to do the Battle Royale. If we're going to do the Battle Royale, I imagine Phil Spencer could be saying is we're going to do it on the right engine. We're going to do it on something that actually can run this thing without having to be a tech company, as they admitted recently with the reveal. Now, all that is basically the news recap, and I'll just say this about Battle Royale. I think that it would not hurt at this point in the game with how bad the franchise has been doing lately. I think that a Battle Royale could certainly bring about new, refreshed, and also younger people and their interest in the game. There's a lot of people that would be checking it out because they are Battle Royale players. They love the mode, and it's simply a mode. And I get that there's, Halo doesn't need it. Well, maybe it doesn't, but I certainly think that it would help a bit, right? So what do you guys think down? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next one soon, all right? You take care. Peace.